Hey, what's up guys? Today in Thronefall, we're going to be going over Quest D in the map Totend. Quest D is going to require us to use the no units, no walls, and no towers pact. For our weapons and perks, we're going to run with the bow and dagger, range damage, glass cannon, heavy armor, light material, and warrior training. The heavy armor is really going to help us because we're using the glass cannon and we're doing minus 80% health, so that heavy armor is going to help a lot. Alrighty, so for night one, we can see we are going to upgrade our castle. We need that assassin's training because we don't have the gold to buy towers or units right now because they're so expensive. So we are going to rely on ourselves to do most of the work, especially for the early rounds. So keep both your blacksmiths active and constantly upgrade your character whenever you can, because it's really up to us to do all the work here, especially for these early rounds. So you can see for night one, we pretty much mow through those guys fairly easily. I kind of like when we have to do all the work. It's nice seeing how much damage we can get out. For here, we get 2 farms. We need that gold, and we need it to pay for our expensive units and towers. So don't forget to upgrade your farms and also the mines. The shrines also help too. It's almost like a free tower and you kind of get money from it. And then of course you can see there we bought 1 house. Any extra gold we have, go ahead and buy it. Spend it on houses as best we can, because the houses are going to help the most. Mainly because the farms tend to get destroyed usually consistently, especially when the waves are on their side. But the houses is like a solid, steady income. Again, we're upgrading our castle again, giving us even more damage. We're going to need that. Don't forget to upgrade your mines. You can see right here with our damage, we're pretty much one-shotting everyone, but they do start overwhelming up to a certain extent. But it's really easy to keep the guys at bay, especially if you can kite the range units. The range units are the ones that are going to kill you, and those ones, if you're down for 10 seconds, the enemy can do a lot of damage to your economy. So try to do your best to avoid them, kite them. I think I do die a couple times in here, but you'll see. So again, for night 4, we're buying even more farms. Keep that money coming in. These towers that we're going to have to start buying soon are so expensive. We need as much gold as possible. Our character is still pretty strong. We're like 1 and 2 shot hitting these guys, so we're doing pretty good on damage so far, but it's really important to keep your distance, especially with those ranged units. So for night 4, we do a good job with these spiders. They did take our mine, so we did lose a bit of gold there, but that is totally fine. We have plenty more gold coming in. Total of 48 gold. So now we're leveling up our farms. You don't want to forget those. There was a couple runs I did where I forgot to level up a farm or like upgrade it, and so that was a lot of gold I missed out on. So just be mindful that we're constantly upgrading the farms and our blacksmiths. You don't want to miss a night with those. I did buy this tower here for 10 gold. It really doesn't even do much. I probably should have bought 5 more houses or upgrade 5 more houses. That probably would have been a little more productive with the money, but you can see right here how fast that tower just gets dropped. Doesn't even really do much, but we got to save our blacksmith though, so you know, maybe the distraction of them taking that tower was a little beneficial. So we're going to keep upgrading anything and everything. The most important thing is get our blacksmiths going, which I think both of them are right now, but also the houses, the farms, and the mines. These runs where I'm mostly upgrading our character are a lot funner for me. I think it's fun when our character does most of the heavy lifting. Having them like doing so much damage or nuking the bosses is a lot more funner for me. Sometimes I go on runs where I try to get as much units and focus more on the units, but I tend to have a lot more fun when I'm focusing on the character. You see I get spiders here. These summoning circles, I only use them for spiders. Just the amount of gold you get is just way better than any of the other mobs they let us use. So I highly recommend only using those for spiders. These little slugs here, whatever they are, they did get both of our farms and our mine, but you know, that's a lot of gold we lost, but you know, can't win them all. We did still get a lot of gold from that run, which is great. Upgrading our blacksmith even more, our farms even more. Don't want to forget about our farms. We're already about halfway done, and we're still doing a lot of damage to our guys. So a lot of damage to the enemy, which is great. So we get a tower here. See how super expensive they are. I was thinking of getting the upgrade from the tower that makes the from our castle that makes our towers cheaper, but I think getting our character's damage up is a lot more important, so I just went ahead and went with that. Seems like we get some units here and getting another spider. I try to focus the spider first just to get him out of the way, because usually the spiders are stronger than some of the other units, so I try to focus them, get them done. These towers, these siege towers, are so annoying to go up against because their range is crazy. And if you die, that's 10 seconds of you just sitting there while the enemy is just shredding all your houses and farms. And look at that, night 8, 100 gold. See, look, our gold is definitely coming in. We need to keep upgrading our houses and farms. That is very important. But by this night, we're bringing in so much gold, it's only going to be getting easier. This quest, out of all the other ones, I think for me was definitely the easiest one, because I feel like the other ones that require us to use our towers or units more, sometimes relying on them isn't really, I don't know, for me, I just like using our hero. So for night 8, we handle this wave. We're still one-shotting, guys. We do keep our units protecting our castle, because those guys that focus the castle will shred it really quick. So keep your guys protecting your castle and watch the back door. So upgrading our towers even more, super expensive. Coming over here, getting elite spiders, which give us a lot of gold. And keep getting the hero units. I like the gold ones because they're so tanky that all the mob kind of tends to focus on them, and then you can just be in the back with your bow, just clearing the crowd as quick as you can. We did save our mine right there, which was super good. Coming over here, shredding up this wave. Look how much damage we do. That's the satisfying part. That's why I like using the bow versus like melee weapons, or even building into units and towers, or focusing the build towards them. I like when we have our guy with the bow and just getting all our upgrades on him. It's a lot more entertaining when we're just mowing down crowds of these enemies. So upgrading, getting bows, getting some range units. We are going to need them, because when we go down, if we go down, we want our other stuff protected. And the units also help as a really good distraction. So if the enemy's attacking the units, that means they're not attacking us. And if they're not attacking us, that means we're not dying. So I left my units with the mob. I came over here to handle the spider by myself. Did a good job of knocking it out fairly quick. This was a tough wave, because these guys, their range, it only takes about 3 shots and we're dead. So if you can stay back and dodge their shots, that's the only way you're going to be able to survive these rounds, because those siege towers are just ridiculous. Night 11, we get ourselves over 80 gold. We're going to keep upgrading our towers. And usually with all my towers, I try to only get Archer Spire. I get him into the command tower, then Archer Spire, because for me, or Castle Tower, not command tower, Castle Tower, and then Archer Spire, because the Archer Spire, I think, is the better tower out of all the 4. All the rounds that I've used, I preferred those towers over the other ones. I mean, maybe that's just my preference, but I like to upgrade those. So for all these upgrades that we did, for all these rounds, all the towers, I give them the Spire, the Archer Spire tower. So for night 12, we get ourselves over 100 gold easily. Gives us plenty of gold to upgrade our units even more and our towers even more. Now for this map, especially this run, and especially for those siege towers, I only get the Berserkers units. Those are the guys that focus the siege towers, and those are the ones that we need gone, because those are the ones that are killing us the most, or that hold the biggest threat to us. So I highly recommend only getting those Berserker units, because when they lunge in there, when they jump in there on those siege towers and they knock them out, that's really the only thing that can stop those things, because with us we only get a couple shots and we're out. So I just really like using the Berserkers for those. So night 13, easily over 100 gold, upgrading more towers, again to Castle Tower and then to Archer's Spire. We're going to put another one over here on this side, and we're just going to keep on upgrading. Our economy is still pretty strong, so every night we're able to get in several towers, which is good. We're definitely losing our farms here on this wave, but at this point I think we pretty much have a solid system going. I try to hold my units back as much as possible so they don't die in the first wave right there. I like to let them be a distraction. This was really close. We ended up almost losing this one, actually. Our castle came down to less than half HP. And it's mainly because we had to keep so much distance, because their ranged units were such a big threat to us. Because the glass cannon perk, it's great, but we're also super squishy. So we really have to keep our distance back. Constantly upgrading more towers. We have one more night. We pretty much have this one in the bag. Me personally, night 14 on Quest D with this build, I think night 14 is harder than the final night. Mainly because you're dealing with a lot more creatures. When we just have the boss to deal with and he's jumping around, I feel like it's easier to focus just one target than this whole wave coming in. So for me, night 14 is actually harder than the final wave. So for night 15, bringing in a bunch of gold, but not enough, only 75 gold. So it's really only going to allow us to upgrade a few towers, but I mean, we're really not relying on them to do much anyway. So our character's maxed out, our blacksmiths are maxed out, so it's pretty much just up to us. And what's really important is kiting him, keeping him away from our tower. Now with the temple here, we get blessings. That's going to give us 100% more damage. I didn't use it for the first 2 nights because you can get your temple up to level 3. I only did it on the last night because for every time you upgrade it, you do get more damage, but you also move slower as well. So instead of getting that multiplied by 3, I just like to use the temple on the last night. And look how fast we nuke this guy. There's no need to get the temple to level 3. If you want, go for it. For me, I preferred having a little bit of more movement, speed, mobility. I just thought that was the better run, but let me know how you guys do. So you can see how fast we're just draining this guy. He has no chance. So from here, all we pretty much have to do is just keep kiting him, and he's dead within seconds. Like there's really no effort. And that's going to be Quest D. Pretty much easy. Keep upgrading your guy and you should have the easy win. Alright, well, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.